let's see, I think I'll paint this one on little. I should have my putty eraser here, but I don't. I'll bring one down. And this is my beautiful jasmine flowering in the garden now, so I would like to paint this as well one day. But we're going to focus on this, and this is the Stillman and Byrne watercolor sketchbook. I think I'm going to go with a much smaller brush. So this is the Winsor & Newton. You can see there, there's no name there. It is the Winsor & Newton brush, but I don't know what series it is. I got it with a set of my Winsor & Newton watercolors many years ago. So I'm just going to wet this very carefully, and let me just get some tissue paper for a second. Just hold that for there. Let me see. There we go. Hold it in my hand, and I want to use some of these reds. I'm going to go with the orange. This is the Cadmuim Red Light, and I want it very watery. And I also like this permanent carmine there. Now the permanent carmine and the ruby red is a very similar color. Might even be the same pigment. I need to check. So let's move over to this section here. Again, it's dry already, as you can see. The paper is dry. So I'm just going to wet it again a little bit. And this paper absorbs quite a lot of water and pigment. And I'm going to leave the pencil markings there, because I will rub it out now. It might not all erase out or rub out, but it's fine. I want it there for the video. So I'm just going to pick a little bit more up and just drop it in there, neaten up all of those little markings there. And I want to leave that highlighted section there. So let's move on to the stem. I'm going to pick up some of the lemon yellow, mix all the yellows in this little side plate here. I'm also going to pick up some of the olive green mix that's here on my palette, on the side there. And then I'm going to just pick up some of that and some of the lemon yellow and make a lighter color. So it's very watery, as you can see. A little bit more lemon yellow, some more olive green there. And what I want to do is just pick up some of this lemon yellow and drop it in at the bottom here on this section here. And very lightly, wait, the angle I'm at, I'm shaking. So let's just paint that in. I'm going to quickly wait for this to dry completely. Then I want to rub out all those little pencil lines. But it's a little sketchbook, so I don't mind if some of the pencil markings shine through this painting. So while I wait for that to dry, I'm going to pick up this tiny little brush. This must be like a 1 or 2. And just want to put a little bit of that yellow, lemon yellow mix in there because I want the yellow to shine through, and it's very, very watery. And I want to take some of that lemon yellow and just map it in there to paint it on this section here. Hi Sammy. And that is how it looks now. This is nearly dry. So just be careful when you rub out. Sometimes if the paper is wet, you'll ruin the paper. So just wait for it to dry completely before you rub out very softly. I use a very soft eraser, and I don't mind if there's a little bit of pencil markings there because it's a sketchbook, so I really don't mind. And I'm going to pick up some of this yellow mixed with the green, and I'm just going to map this section in here everywhere there on that side because there's a lightest section there, the light is coming from that side. Take it in over the spot as well. Just want to move that eraser section, a little bit of the eraser. Just move it off your paper. I'll remove it now once the paper is dry. There you go. And now this is dry, so I'm going to take my eraser and just softly rub out most of the pencil markings. But like I said, I don't mind. You can still remove a lot of the pencil markings with the first layer of watercolor. Not all of it, but you can remove most of it, so that's fine. I want to take a lot of this this Cadmuim Red Light and mix it with this permanent Carmine. So I have a very dark mix there, and I'm also going to pick up a little bit of this is the Cadmuim Quinacridone Violet mix that I have there on my palette too. Just look at those beautiful juicy colors. It looks like a blueberry. And let's see how it turns out. So I've got a lot of pigment on my brush, so I want to just rub off some of that and dab it on my tissue paper. So I want quite a thick consistency, but I just pick up a drop of color, and then from there start mapping in some of these little markings, and then from that side, and already I'm following the shape of the Clivia seed pod. This is not a rose hip. Okay, I'm going to leave that to dry, and I'm going to go to the section. And so for this I want a much darker olive green section here, so I'm just going to dab it on my paper here, so a bit more thicker, and then just paint it in there from that section there. Move it so you can see my painting. And then a drop on the edge there. Rinse your brush and then soften these markings here. Mr. T. Bit more cadmium yellow in there. Okay, so I want a bit of this orange red. A bit of the orange red. Just soften those lines. I wouldn't rub on the paper because you can see the paper is not that strong. It's not like Archer's hot press watercolor paper where you can rub on the paper a lot. So just be careful. Just going to dab it in there. Careful not to mess it up again. Go out of the lines, because sometimes when I have too much coffee I honestly shake a lot and then I mess up my painting. Anyway, and then just dab my brush there, then rub it on some tissue, and then just soften it there. Take it all there. And I'm quite happy with it already. A little bit more of the green. And I want to just darken it a touch. I'm going to pick up a bit of this French ultramarine to make it much darker. Maybe a bit of sepia. Okay, oops, I moved it. Hi, my baby. Come to me. Come. Hey. Come sit by me. So, there. Come to mommy. Let me pick you up. Okay, so let's see how long this tree is going to sit here by me. Well, there he goes. Bye. So I had to go pick him up, and a little bit of that went into my seed pot there, so I just want to lift it out because it was still a bit wet. And now I'm going to make sure my brush is dry and just soften that little marking there. So let me hold my brush like this, and let's see if I go from this side. We just soften it nice and neat, and then a little bit of a darker section there. And I'm going to pick up a little bit of the yellow, so let's mix a bit of yellow in here. Mr. T's little hairs are here. A little bit of the yellow, very watery. Let me show you a little bit of the yellow. And I'm just going to paint it over there. Oops. Just paint it over that section there. So we want to map in that. And then just pick it up with your brush. Okay, and then okay, and then I'm going to pick up some of the red and just dab it over there. A little bit more of the red, and I'm quite happy with this. Quite a soft, easy painting. A bit of a darker mix there. Dab it on there. clivias that we are painting.